Why do the current breed of young white actors in big action roles have pretty much the same boring look? Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Chris Pine, Chris Pratt. And why are they all named Chris? Is it intentional? This is a curious phenomenon. The Chris issue might be a mix between a happy coincidence and a form of patterning in Hollywood casting. The look of these actors is no accident. Hollywood seems to have a type when it comes to selecting actors for big blockbuster action roles. Square-jawed, muscular, with a rugged yet clean-cut appearance. It's a tried-and-true formula that goes back decades. Think about it. Steve McQueen, Paul Newman, and Harrison Ford all fit a particular mold that screams traditional American hero. The look tends to go well with a wide range of audiences, and it provides a visual shorthand for the good guy who is capable, reliable, and appealing. And why are they all named Chris? It's largely coincidence. Chris is a fairly common name, so statistically it makes a bit of sense that you'd have multiple actors with that name. That being said, once Hollywood latches onto a trope that's successful, it tends to stick with it until it stops being profitable. So the first Chris was a massive success? Bring on the next one. The downside is that this typecasting can feel repetitive, and for lack of a better word, a bit bland. It doesn't help the situation when big franchises like Marvel keep this type at the forefront of some of their largest properties. There's another factor at play here: safety. Big-budget films are incredibly risky financial endeavors. When you're investing hundreds of millions into a film, you want a lead actor that has a wide appeal. These boring looks are often seen as a safe bet. Moreover, these actors named Chris, Evans, Hemsworth, Pine, and Pratt have shown that they can handle the mix of action-packed sequences and the comedic or dramatic chops necessary to bring in huge audiences. But the downside of playing it safe is that it stifles diversity and the representation of a wider range of looks and backgrounds in major roles. Living in Portland, Oregon, we have a pretty diverse scene, and I see firsthand how storytelling can gain so much depth and appeal when it involves different perspectives and faces. Different looks and names can bring fresh energy and interpretations to characters that we thought we knew, which is always refreshing. Whether it's intentional or not, it's a pattern that might be profitable now, but audiences' tastes can shift quickly. If Hollywood doesn't adapt, eventually, they'll have to learn the hard way that even crispy banknotes can't convince an audience to watch the same kind of Chris save the world for the umpteenth time. In short, it's not necessarily intentional per se, but rather the result of risk aversion in the industry that leans towards a familiar pattern. Hopefully, we will see a wider variety of leading men and women in big action roles as the industry evolves. Diversity in storytelling doesn't just make ethical sense, it makes for better, more interesting stories. And isn't that what we're all here for?